tomorrow, and I know you're not thinking about leftovers, but you will come Friday, and you'll definitely want to see this recipe. Hi, I'm Chef Shirle, and today I'm going to show you how to make turkey cubano sandwiches. We're going to start with our leftover rolls. I'm using Hawaiian bread that I had left over. And we're going to put some mustard on there. We're going to stack our pickles on there. And then we're going to get kind of Cuban here with our cilantro. And I'm using Swiss cheese. You could use whatever kind of cheese you would like. And then we're going to put our turkey on. Put our top on. We're going to take our olive oil that I have infused with some garlic and brush both sides. And then we're going to put this in a pan with our other ones. Traditional cubano sandwiches usually incorporate bacon and ham and turkey, but here we're just using turkey. If you have any ham from Thanksgiving, if you have any deli meats you want to use, just throw them in there and it would be awesome. We're also going to take a heavy cast iron skillet and weigh these down. That's a part of the cubano itself. So we're just going to put that on top, cook it for about 2 minutes on medium heat, and then we're going to flip them over and put the pan back on top again. You could serve this up with your leftover stuffing and some gravy, and if you want to make these phenomenal, try using your cranberry sauce inside. And that's another leftover recipe for your Carolina Cookbook. Happy Turkey Day. I'm Chef Shirle.
To watch more Carolina
Chemo brain, and there's
here to talk about some recipes and safety is Chef Shirle. Thank you so much for being with us today.
No problem.
Tell me about some recipes. We have some good looking food right here as well.
Yep. I made my mom's pecan pie, which you can definitely get the recipe coming up, I think, in a few days probably on News 14. I'm making a sweet potato souffle, which is really, really easy. Only 3 ingredients. So there's sweet potatoes, butter, and orange juice. And you just whip it up, get it really fluffy, and then bake it. So that's a really easy one. I'm also going to do some mashed garlic cauliflower instead of mashed potatoes, just to kind of keep the low-carb people happy.
And a lot of these things are easy to do. People don't have to spend all day in the kitchen anymore.
No, I mean, you can buy frozen vegetables, which are really healthy and, you know, great, easy to prepare. They're already cut and everything. Boil those up or, you know, do them however you're going to prepare them. So that makes life very easy. And you can also prep things a day in advance, too, so you're not doing everything that day.
Nice. When it comes to preparation and cooking raw meat and turkey, since it is Thanksgiving and a billion people are going to be cooking turkeys, what are some advice that you could give as far as to make sure that everything's safe and clean?
Definitely keep the juices of birds or meat or whatever away from food that you are not going to cook. So, you know, if you're storing your turkey in the fridge, you might want to wrap it up in plastic bags or put a big plate under it just to make sure none of those juices touch, you know, salad or anything you're not going to cook. Also on the counters, you know, just get some Clorox or something and just spray down wherever anything's touched, just to be on the safe side.
And a lot of people have potato salad and macaroni salad and that type of thing. How long would it be able to sit out? You know, if you're having a lot of people over, 15 as you are, would it be
I would not,
or whatever?
Don't let things sit out for hours. You know, I would say when you have the meal, you know, if you're having a buffet or sit down, you know, have everybody, you know, take their time and eat, but I would not allow the food to sit out and let people nosh all day long. I would definitely put it away, you know, after the meal's done and people are laying on the couch, you know, exhausted and tired and sleeping from the turkey. Definitely, you know, just put the stuff away.
Well, you also have some good ideas for leftovers, too. At 25 after every hour today, we'll have some turkey leftover ideas. But that's a lot of fun, too, isn't it? I mean, just coming up with creative ideas for leftovers.
Yep. I know the #1 thing to do with turkey is making sandwiches. That's, you know, the leftover, you know, people make stews and soups and casseroles, but I would definitely say sandwiches are #1.
Nice.
Put some cranberry on there. And
you eat a lot and get tired again and you take a nap.
That's right.
Well, Chef Shirle, thank you so much for offering your recipes and your advice and your safety tips. And again, at 25 after the hour today, you can see the turkey recipes, the leftovers. And of course, just log on to news14.com because we have a lot of Chef Shirle's recipes there. It's right under.
I'm Shirley Min.
And now, a recipe for your Carolina Cookbook, brought to you by the North Carolina Farm Bureau, Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, and Goodness Grows in North Carolina.
It always feels like the holidays when I break out my mom's recipe box. Hi, I'm Chef Shirle, and today I'm going to show you how to make my mom's famous pecan pie. I have a 12-ounce bottle of maple syrup that I boiled for 8 minutes and reduced, and now I'm going to let it cool for about 15 minutes. And my mother uses log cabin syrup, but you can use any syrup. We're going to take our pecans and we're going to lay them in our shell, and then we're going to take our pecan halves and we're going to start laying these out really nicely into a cool pattern. I have 3 tablespoons of butter that I've softened, and to this I'm going to add in our sugar. Now if you're watching your weight, you can use Splenda, and also you could use light syrup instead of the regular syrup. And when your butter looks like this and it's all incorporated with the sugar, you're going to add in your flour and salt, and then we're going to add in our eggs, and I've added in vanilla extract into that. Give this a little mix, and then we're going to add in our syrup that has cooled. Now that we have all of our ingredients incorporated, we are going to gently pour this over top of our pecans. Now my mother says, please go slow, because that way your design that you are covering will not be affected, because when we get done baking this, the top of the nuts, all the nuts are going to puff up to the top, and you're going to see this beautiful pattern that you just laid out. Now we're going to pop this in the oven for about 40 to 45 minutes at 375 degrees. Remember to let your pie set for at least 15 to 30 minutes so that your insides doesn't ooze out. And I'm going to top mine off with a little dollop of vanilla bean ice cream, and you have the perfect pecan pie. I'm Chef Shirle. Try it today.
And now, a recipe for your Carolina Cookbook, brought to you by the North Carolina Farm Bureau, Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, and Goodness Grows in North Carolina.
What do you get when you put a sweet potato and an apple together? You get the perfect fall dish. Hi, I'm Chef Shirle, and today I'm going to show you how to make a sweet potato apple tart. With the holidays being such a busy time, why even make your own pastry? So I've went to the store and bought pre-made pastry dough. Now, you can push this into your tart pan or a pie pan if you want. And always remember, if you're using refrigerator dough, that you want to let the dough sit out for about 15 minutes first before you start using it, because you have to let it soften just a little bit. I have a mixture of cinnamon and brown sugar, and we are going to sprinkle this onto the bottom of our pie crust. This will give our apples and sweet potatoes a base to sit on, and then when they start releasing their juices, this is going to make an awesome sauce. Now, I have 2 Granny Smith apples that I've peeled and cored, and now I'm going to slice these guys up. If you don't want to use Granny Smith apples, you can use pears, which would be really wonderful, or another firm apple. I also have sweet potatoes that I have peeled and sliced into these little wedges, and I blanched them in boiling water for about 10 minutes so that they can bend just a little bit. We're going to take our slices of our apple and our sweet potato, and we're going to elegantly lay these around. Now you can do whatever kind of pattern you want, but I'm actually even going on the outside here, and this will just look so stunning. And if you want to make it really, really rich, we can just take some dollops of butter and just put a few of those on, and then put it in the oven and bake it in a 350-degree oven for about 20 to 30 minutes. Now, I ended up putting tinfoil on the top of this in the oven for the last 5 minutes because it started to look a little dry. And when I took it out, I decided to brush it with a little bit of honey that I diluted with some water, just to make it look a little bit more luxurious. Now, I can't believe that this dish that looks so phenomenal only has 5 ingredients. So if you want to impress your guests for less and with less, try this recipe today. I'm Chef Shirle.